climate is affecting all of us. But when we look at what we've been able to achieve in climate change, all of it is broken into my position, your position, developing country position, developed country position. So you're trying to cut through all of that clutter and that noise and that chaotic sort of positionings and come to what are the facts around climate change.
The course is really about how, from a policy perspective, we deal with this issue of climate change. And like all of our classes here at the Institute, we really take seriously balancing the challenges of climate change with economic growth and the opportunity cost associated with that really hard trade-off. We wanted to bring in practitioners, people who were in the room when things like the Paris Agreement were being discussed and negotiated, to give students access, real life front row access to how decisions about policy in these forums are negotiated and decided. John Podesta, what he brought really was the domestic piece. The detail that he talked about in terms of the places he'd been, the rooms he'd been in, the discussions he's been a part of.
Well, I hope they really, from my portion, but I think from all three, get a sense of what it's really like in the room. When you're representing an agency, a White House office, if you're representing the United States in international negotiations, what are you trying to achieve? How do you go about building coalitions to get the achievement? One, what are the challenges around implementation, even after you've passed policy? What's it really like in the pressure cooker of decision makers that are operating in a democratic environment?
Hina Carr really did bring the development perspective to the course, where she's coming from Pakistan. Her being so active in the government there and being in the room from that perspective was really, I think, priceless.
I said in my first class, I think our job is to only allow you the ability to learn how to learn, and to be able to get out of being hostage to positions which are propagated through narratives or shaped through storytelling, and just to be able to rely on facts and empathy for the other position. If what you want to achieve is movement forward, then you have to have space and patience for the other's opinions and be able to give in some, to be able to take some.
Sue, being a trained lawyer, she had a lot of wisdom about how to craft arguments, how to use language as a tool to help further negotiations.
The knowledge kind of, particularly in the future-oriented sense, changes constantly. So I really want them to come away with the sense of some of the tools. And what I try to focus on is the problem-solving tools that climate negotiators have used over the years to try to resolve impasses, because they're usable. They're kind of forever. You can use those tools, no matter what the problem is in front of you.
My hope is that they have a fuller and better understanding of how we negotiate, how we implement climate policy from both an international scale and a domestic scale. I also hope that they continue to learn and think critically about the trade-offs that we as a country, but also as a world, face when we think about climate and economic growth.
You kind of heard exactly from the people who were in the room why climate policy has evolved the way it has and where they see it going. It's been a long road in climate policy, and even though it looks like an even longer road ahead, there is still a reason to hope for the future and to keep making those little bits of progress as you continue to make a negotiation here, a policy there. Like, it is still possible, even if it seems long.
Sometimes ask whether I'm optimistic that we can actually solve the climate crisis. And I have to say, it's interacting with students, particularly at Chicago with undergrads, who really are committed, interested, smart, articulate, and are thinking about their future and the future of our country and of the planet. The fact that they're grappling with these issues and putting so much into it gives me cause for hope.